Hello everybody, my name is DuskyDex and welcome. Today we're going to be going over some ROM hacks and or possibly fan games that you might like as a Pokemon fan. I mean, that's why you're here today, so let's get straight into it. Before we start, I'm going to have to ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here and you want to stick around for future content. Thanks and enjoy. Now, the first and personally the one I think is the best so far is MarioMon. It's exactly what you think it is. All your lovable creatures are replaced with the most Mario enemies you can think of, up to 151 of them in total. The game was made by Team Alpharad and takes the Emerald game to a whole new level. Instead of playing as a child like you usually do for some reason, you are Mario and get a letter from Peach inviting you to her game. You take on essentially the 8 challengers to get the Power Stars and the Elite Four. Yeah, it's pretty much the Pokemon League. The world is absolutely beautiful to explore and worthwhile going through every path, nook, and cranny to find something for a quest, secrets, or who knows what. You may find some new encounters to take along with you. You can also take on requests from some toads across the various worlds, which can be granting and gifting rewards. And stay tuned for the first leader because oh my gosh, this beautiful baby boy Yoshi. Overall, the soundtrack is amazing. The world building has the best Easter eggs, and the story is really good. Honestly, I really love it, and the combat is spectacular. Unless you choose Bomb like me and hit self-destruct in the first battle of your future Nuzlocke. The next game that takes place on this list is Pokémon Insurgence. Pokémon Insurgence takes place in the Torn region, where regional forms take a different turn. They're essentially called Delta Pokemon, and of course, some of my favorites made it in like Goodra and Aurorus. There are over 925 little different pals in this big exploration of the Torn region, where they could choose between a traditional or a darker story path, encountering Delta Pokemon with unique typings and designs, and battling totally not evil cults with their own motives who praise Darkrai for some reason. Overall, the designs are a 10 out of 10, and the story still has some ups and downs, but it's nonetheless entertaining. And the world is huge and even has Mega Evolution. Also, the starters are pretty cool. Very good for a first pick of a Nuzlocke, I think. The third on this list is a very interesting one that's been around for a bit recently, but I have never got to play it personally myself. Pokemon Crown. Take your favorite and only genre, mixed with some action from the medieval times, and boom, you get this beautiful little ROM hack fan game. The story goes as the region of Guildare, I think that's how it's pronounced, finds itself in the midst of a war. During it, the very first Pokemon League is announced. You play as either Biona or Bian, focus on rebuilding the world on the verge of war. The battle system is very different than your average game. You drop your Mons into the field and that's it. They're the ones who basically fight for you, so you could sit back, grab a snack, and just watch. Overall, the combat is very enjoyable, the world building is awesome, and the story goes beyond with a couple of good plot twists. And I just like the medieval stuff in general, so give it a shot if you think it's worthwhile. The fourth game on this list, and the one I haven't forgotten about on this channel, is Pokemon Vanguard. One of the best, and honestly one of the greatest fan games that I've seen. Now you might be asking yourself, if it's one of the greatest, why did I put it at number 4? Well, the others are just above that, I'd say. The region of Iray was attacked 50 years ago by none other than the Defiants. Now, you and any other trainer is required to go to school and get yourself a trainer license to help the good people of Iray. Like anyone else probably should in the Pokemon universe. You go to Vanguard Academy in order to take down the leaders and study. You go through the story to remember who you are because you have amnesia. And you find Destiny, who is your friend? Girlfriend? I don't even know. The game offers different challenges and playstyles to fit you. A perfect game for most veterans. However, some may find the difficulty complexing. If you want something more of a challenge and a more mature adventure, look no further than this one. And lastly, but not forgettable, now we're gonna start and end with an Emerald game. Emerald Rogue. As the name suggests, this is practically a roguelike Emerald. It pretty much emphasizes resource management, Nuzlocke elements, team building, and challenging battles. Each run is completely different for every person, and you get to pick your own different routes and new encounters. Its addictive gameplay to get to the end of each room and challenging strategy gives people the edge to push further on and just keep trying over and over, like any general roguelike. Overall, the most experienced players have trouble with this. The game itself is pretty good if you like roguelikes, and there's not much story to go on. The battling is pretty much generic and the same, but I like it, so have yourself a shot at it. What other ROM hacks or fan games do you like? Comment down in the comments below, give your suggestions, and anyway, that's gonna be it for this week. I hope you enjoy the video, play the best ROM hacks and or fan games, and I'll see you next week after the sunset. Good night.